there. Well, that was very weird. Mike saying to me, have you seen the time? Have you seen the time? I was like, yeah, I'm sitting here waiting for the countdown. If you don't use StreamYard to do lives, you actually get a countdown at the top. So you don't need to look at a clock. You look at the countdown. And I said, no, I run by the countdown and that matches Google time. And then I look at Google time. No, Google time is 5 minutes earlier than what my countdown says. For me, this is 5:30 p.m. and it was, I think I'm 5 minutes late, but I'm not 5 minutes late, the countdown. But if you remember some time ago, my lives, when I it depends what I'm doing, but how early I switch on the countdown and put the channel up, the StreamYard channel up. And some time ago, if you remember, I'd done that early, luckily, and the whole time was completely wrong. It said I had an hour to go, and when I went back and looked at, you can look at your schedule of your lives coming up, your upcoming lives, because as soon as I finish one, I schedule the next one for that day for the next week, so I don't forget. And they had all been changed completely. So I don't know. This one's 5 minutes out for some reason. I think you can start it before the countdown finishes, but I'm not sure. And I was just assuming Google clock had gone a bit wrong, but this is the StreamYard countdown, and it was out. So it was very bizarre. So I was here, and then I noticed I've got chat saying, where are you? No, not where are you, but Steve and Tina's there saying, morning, Dawn. You're getting close to 5K. Yes, I thought I was going to hit it today. So I postponed posting a video because I thought, I could do my giveaway video, but no, not quite there. So guys, everyone check you are actually subscribed. I'm literally this close. I'm literally, I think, 10 people away from subscribing, and then I'm a bit 5K, and I've got a great giveaway for you. Then Steve and Tina say, hope all is well, i.e. you're late. And Steve saying, I had to reset the clocks in the house, thought they were wrong. DMT, not GMT. Yeah, I'm still GMT school. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. That is where time came from. And I am GMT +2. So I'm 2 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time, which is from England. I don't care if they've changed it. That is what it says on all my European time changes. It all says GMT. So don't care about anything else. That is what my time is. And if you look up international time, Cyprus time, they say GMT plus blah, blah, blah. Oh, dawn me time. Very good. I know they've changed it. Blue keeps on at me saying it's something else now. It's not GMT. Well, I'm sorry. It is. It's like these things like BC, you know, Anno Domini. So it's AD or BC, the years in history. Was it before Christ, BC or AD? And apparently that's all not allowed to be said anymore. Well, you can't change history dates, for goodness sake. They have silly words now instead. But I won't conform to stupid changes in trends. It's fact. It's like I would fail geography now because they say Wales is no longer a country. Wales is a country, and so on and so forth. Oh, and what are cities now? Now, a city has to have a cathedral to be a city. Oh, no, not in England anymore. They can make anything a city. So forget about what a city actually means. Oh, you get me off track now. Yes, Steve, yes. And do go and check out Stephen Tina Jules' channel. They're doing a few on I was going to say electrocution. I don't know where that's come from. Lucky I don't speak till I think. What's it called? Metal detecting. I've got electrocution in my head. I don't think they're doing videos on that. Steve and Tina Jill are doing videos on, I was going to say it again, metal detecting. So they're quite interesting. And I've left you a comment under, I think, your last one, Steve, telling you what to do with all those bottle caps that you're finding. Scrap hunting, yeah, more likely scrap hunting. But there are a lot of people that do art with nails and screws and brackets and things like that. So if you can find someone there, if you collect a nice lot of stuff, they'll probably be quite grateful and maybe make you a lovely bit of art out of it all. But yeah, I've given you a tip what to do with beer bottle caps. So that will be a project for Tina, unless she's too busy with the dirt covering the fines over again. Scrap art. Right, cool. Next video. Cool. Excellent. Excellent. I seem to be just lately this week going on everyone's channel and giving them ideas for videos. So Nonna Grace, I know she watches quite a lot of my lives. I've asked her if she'd like to share all her books on her bookcase that we see every video. So she's thinking about that. So yes. Yes. So, okay, let me see. I'm going round and round buttons now. Really been put off completely what I'm doing now. Okay, let's have a look at what's coming up on today's live. So we've got the usual suspects. We've got knacks and hacks. I believe we're talking tomatoes today. I could be wrong. We've got another instalment of a bird. Now, I want to show you this. Mike picked it up today. I think you can see my big vase of bird feathers from my garden. And sometimes he comes in with odd ones. Now, these are very long white feathers. I don't know what they're from because they're only white feathers. Look how long they are. We don't have chickens. What can they be? And the fact of it is, it was in the middle of our garden. And these are a whole bunch joined together. And you can see they're still connected. These have been yanked out almost like from a tail or a wing. Can you see that yankiness? Yankiness. I don't know if you can see that well. Let's do that. There we go. You should be able to see better now. Can you see it's been yanked away? And there's about 6 or 7 feathers all together there. What can that be? I'm trying to rack my brain to think what bird that could be. And as you can see, they are big. They're not like little feathers. What is that bird? So I've left that there. So what else we got coming up? We're going to talk herbs in window boxes, I think. What ones will do well in window boxes, what ones won't. Update on crafts. So I've got my embroidery. Some chat. As you may see the title, sometimes I change my title just before live if we're going to talk about something. And I've changed it to have to sack my pool cleaner. So a little talk on that. Got some other chat, jokes. We've got something from my after dinner speech, quote corner, and other stuff too. Maybe. So let's get on with today. What shall we do first? Let's start with this. So that's really thrown me today. Okay, yes, window boxes. So talking about herbs, because some herbs need a lot of water and some can't have a lot of water. And there are ways of identifying straight away which is which I'm going to do a video on. So if you're quite new to herbs, or you find some herbs just aren't surviving, I'm going to give you some help on that in the near future. So this says tarragon is not a good mixer. So this is not a good thing to grow in a window box where you're going to mix different herbs. So grow that on its own. But if space is scarce, it can be grown in a window box with others, as long as you make a division between them. And it says treat it like mint, and it makes a special division for it to keep its roots strictly in one place. So like mint just grows and suffocates other plants, which is why you keep mint separate, then do the same with tarragon as well. And it says a tile or a piece of thick black plastic cut to size, used inside the box and fitted across it snugly from one side to the other, should prove effective. Other suitable perennial and shrubbery plants for a window box are chives, marjoram and winter savory, plus the biennial parsley. There are also those kinds that are raised annually, either by seed sown in situ, such as chervil, or, as in the case of basil, summer savoury, sweet or knotted marjoram, raised as half-hardy annuals and transplanted when all danger of frost has passed. When the latter are to be mixed with the more permanent kinds, it helps to keep an empty flower pot planted to mark the site. When ready to plant them, remove the empty pot and replace it with the contents of a full one of the same size, or with a single plant and a little extra compost. This way, transplanting takes place without any injury to neighbouring plants. So, hope that's of help. Steve's saying, got a call from home playing video. Okay, so let's go on now on to Monday Quote Corner. Okay, let's move along and let's go straight on to this. Oh, you caught me. I'm just on my whiteboard pulling off a card. Oh dear. Magnetic, quite handy. Okay, so the book today, we're continuing with our bird book. And today we have a bird that has the same name as a chess piece. Of course, then it is the rook. The rook is part of the crow family, and its length is 46 centimetres, which is 18 inches. Specifically similar to the carrion crow, which we did last live, the rook is more sociable. It flies in large and ragged flocks and feeds communally in fields. So sometimes people think they're seeing crows, but they can often be the rook. Too wary to be a common garden bird, the rook will visit if you have a quiet country garden near a rookery, which is their breeding colony, especially in the early morning and where a tall tree gives it a safe perch. It visits rubbish dumps in towns. The voice of the rook. The rook makes a ah! The song is a mixture of soft caws, rattles, and cackles. Recognition. Unlike the crow, the adult rook has a bare skin in front of its eyes. A raised crest highlights the steep forehead. It has untidy feathers around its legs. The throat pouch, the bulging pouch beneath the base of the bill, is used for carrying food. Oh yes, look, you can really see that here. A second for it to adjust. Look, you can really see that there. There. So that's a rook for you. The rook. Feeding. Rooks eat earthworms and insects such as leather jackets, beetles and caterpillars, as well as grain, acorns and fruit. Nests of small birds are robbed. Like other crows, rooks hoard surplus food. On the bird table, rooks enjoy feeding on hanging bones, fat and cooked meat. Nesting. The rookery is usually at the top of a clump of tall trees. Nests are often built close together, but one or two may be on their own. Each nest is built by both sexes of twigs, grasses and mud, and lined with finer plant material. The male brings food in his throat pouch to the female when she's incubating. The social life is based on the rookery, although young rooks flock and roost separately in autumn and winter. And there is a picture of their nest, the rookery. There. And the final part is nesting information. Late February to June, one brood, 3 to 5 speckled greenish eggs, 16 to 18 days incubation by the female, 32 to 33 days fledging, and 4 weeks until independent. So that's an update on our birds. We are nearly done on the bird front. Nearly done. Okay, what shall we do now? Let's do this. That's pretty music. I don't know which one that is. It's all from Roa. I don't know that one. I can't use that very much. Okay, so you know on Wednesday I'm sharing my cross stitch. I've done some more of that to show you on Wednesday, and you're trying to guess what the new cross stitch design is. So a bit more has been done for you. And on Mondays I'm sharing my embroidery. I can just sit and do this outlining bit while I'm watching things. So that's how I can get 2 stuff done, whereas the cross stitch I have to have it all laid out on the table. So at the moment I'm outlining, and then I can take the paper off, and then when the paper's off then I can start doing embroidery. So the green bit I was trying to do beforehand, I'm sure once the paper comes off I can just outline that and it will be fine, but you can't see it all properly under the paper. But this is very intricate, doing the back of the chair. So it's only a fine outline. Table's done. I've then got to decide when I finish the chair. Obviously it's going to take time to do the middle of this one as well, the legs of that one. Obviously going to do the bits on top of the table. That's going to be a bit hard because it's very fine. Definitely going to do the patio slabs, and I don't know if I'm going to do the plants. I think I will just make flowers straight away with embroidery. So I could just make leaf shapes and plant shapes. I think I will do the wall bit that's behind. Yes, I'll probably do that. But all the planting here and down here, I think I won't outline all that. That would be too mad. I think I would just make daisy stitches and leaf shapes. So I think I'll do those kind of freehand. I'm not quite sure how easy it would be to outline the cake and small bits on the table, but I'll give it a go. So that's coming along quite well. That's coming along nicely. Okay, let's go on to this. Okay, so today's is about tomatoes. I thought it was tomatoes and friends. Tomatoes and friends. So my first hack is make soft tomatoes firm again by placing them in salted iced water. It's interesting, shocks them. The next hack is to peel tomatoes. Well, Mike will just tell you to get a tomato knife, which I always forget to get out and use when I'm cutting tomatoes. But to peel tomatoes, place a tomato on a kitchen fork and hold over high gas jet until the skin pops. Keep turning it, or put tomatoes in a basin and cover with boiling water. Remove after half a minute. That sounds a bit laborious. Get a tomato knife. Have you heard those things before? To peel tomatoes, place tomato on a kitchen fork. Hold over a high gas jet until the skin pops. Keep turning. Or put tomatoes in basin, cover with boiling water. Remove after half a minute. Too laborious, all that. Too laborious. Get a tomato knife. The next one is to make tomato water lilies. Oh, yes, like the zigzag, like you can do boiled eggs, cut like it. Make zigzag cuts, 7 points, through the centre of the tomato using a sharp knife. Pull halves apart gently. Well, I do believe there are little gadgets you can get now that instantly cut them. And the last one today, to make carrot curls, choose a large carrot, remove thin slices with a potato peeler, curl and skewer with a pin, leave in cold water until required. Remove the pin before serving, obviously. Obviously. So have you got any good tips or hacks? Can be about anything, household or anything at all. Do drop them in the comments and share your ideas. Okay, what we're doing now, guys. Oh, let's do this. Okay, so these are still from my after dinner speeches book. Let's see what we have today. Here. The heir, as in an heir to be left money, that kind of heir. The heir to being left money when someone dies, that sort of heir. The heir, apparent to an important industry dynasty, wouldn't settle down to his studies and finally ran away from his university and vanished. His distraught father hired the best detectives who sought the boy for months. They finally located him working as a circus hand at the other end of the country in charge of the elephants. The father at once left by the firm's helicopter, naturally, and found the boy busy mucking out the elephant cage. After an affectionate greeting, he implored the boy to abandon this youthful folly. Come back home and join the firm. But the young man stood there, leaning on his shovel, almost up to the tops of his willies. His jaw was hanging, and he exclaimed in horror, "What, Dad? And quit show business?" Oh dear, these people can do whatever they like because they got money. Okay, let's do something we haven't done for a few weeks now. Let's do this. And if you know, going around in the wheel there is footage of our hamster, and the hamster is called Forest, which was named from the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla channel. They actually guessed the best name, as in Run Forest Run, running around the wheel. And our Forest has been on holiday for a couple of weeks, which is why you haven't seen him. He's stopped now. The numbers that you saw a picture, but he runs round the light ring and we have numbers in there, and he has stopped today on number 5. He's just sitting there looking at me like, do you want me to come out or what? Yes, let's get him out so you can see him today. I'll just get him out the light ring. There he is. Look, he's very tanned from his holiday. I don't know where he went because he can't speak, obviously. So I don't know where he's been. There was just a suitcase in there a couple of weeks ago before he went, and so he was obviously packing, and now he's back there. So that's Forest there. He stopped on number 5. Let's pop you back. Oh, let's put you in your bed. Let's put you in your bed up there. Okay, so he stopped on number 5, which on our countdown to this live, number 5, where it's got all the numbers and pictures with those numbers, number 5 is the hands up. 5, you've got this. So let's talk about you've got this. You've got this. So whatever's happening, deal with it. You will find a way. You will find a way. So for me, the biggest thing of trying to find a way was to pay our debt back to, when we lost our water. We had no water for a few months because our borehole, the pump went and we couldn't draw water up, and also our irrigation tank broke, so we couldn't put water in there. And somebody lent us the money to get it repaired because we just couldn't go on without any water at all. And we have been doing our very best to try and pay back. Thank you to those that donated money to my PayPal. That has been gone. That's all been paid. And some people donated to Blue's. She did a GoFundMe. I haven't got that money yet, but I will have to. She's not very well taught at the moment, but when she's sorted out, I'll have to ask her if we can have what is sitting in there, because it's time to pay another month back. So we'll get there. We will get there. But yeah, that would be handy. So when Blue's better, do go on to Blue Self-Reliance channel and wish her well. She's having a pretty hard time at the moment. So do go over there and wish her well. And I thank her very much for doing that. But yes, we could do with that money. Another week, end of a month, and another month that we need to pay back. And we're very grateful to the person who's anonymous that lent us the money. So it's not family. Someone said, oh, that's nice of your family. It wasn't any family. No, wasn't family. So that's to happen. What else was I going to chat about? We are talking about sacking our pool cleaner. Now, our pool cleaner, I have done a video on my pool cleaner, is Rob, or Robot, as in robot, robot. And we got a very cheap one. You'll have to look at the video for how cheap it was. It was like dirt cheap. It wasn't one of these expensive things. It was a China thing. So that gives you some idea. And we got it because at the time Mike had injured his arm. It's never going to recover. And it's some connecting tendon, and that is severed, and there is a way of sewing it back together, but it's so far gone. And basically he can't do anything, pushing, lifting, arms above his head. They said not even to pick an apple off of a tree, that kind of thing. So there was no way he was going to be able to push and do pool cleaning anymore. He can brush down the sides gently, because this one doesn't even go up sides or anything like that. And there is something wrong with Rob. There is something wrong with him. Quite a few nights ago it started, and he's been great. He's been really good. He's not a perfect cleaner, but something is better than nothing. We put it in every few days and it just keeps the bottom clean. That's all we want. And he was pretty good, pretty good. We didn't expect anything because he was so cheap. We didn't even think it would work, but we were desperate. And as I say, we've had him many months. You'll have to look back, go back some videos. I don't even know how far back it was, quite a long time ago. And he's been really good, pretty good. As I say, you have to keep putting him in, and you always see in there what is. It's obviously we're on solar, so he's not electric, as in you just charge him up and then he's not connected to anything when you put him in. And then when he's done, or if he gets stuck, all disco lights go on him. He beeps sometimes. Beeping means there's a fault, or it could mean he needs charging, or whatever. Different lights and beeps. I don't use him, as you can tell. Anyway, recently, a couple of weeks back maybe, we were laying in bed, and it was early hours of the morning or very late at night. There's this strange noise, like an alarm going off, but not quite an alarm, not like you'd panic, what's the alarm, not like a fire alarm sound. And we didn't know what it was. And Mike's saying it was out the kitchen window, and I thought it was the other direction. He's not very good at which way noises come from, and depending on pitches, he can't often hear sounds, but this was obviously an alarm type sound. And I'm saying, well, I always worry it's our battery bay for our solar, but that is a louder alarm when you've got no power at all. It's gone for some reason. And our fridge makes really weird noises, but it's not loud noises. And I get up, and by the time I get up, no noises. And this happens a few nights in a row, and it was ridiculous. Anyway, one time it went off, and Mike just got up and searched, and he said it was Rob. Now, Rob was in his room, like this is my room, as in office, fun room, whatever you want. He charges it in there, and he said it was going off. Now, I said, oh, well, it's charged up and it's telling you it's charged. He said, no, it is not charged. He had let it run down completely. There was no power there. He didn't have it plugged in. But for some reason, Rob decides that he's alive. He's alive, which he shouldn't be. He's like totally dead. And he starts all these noises off. So Mike said, right, what we've got to do, he said maybe there was a little bit more power in him. So Mike uses him and he leaves him in the pool until he's absolutely, completely dead charge completely. So he leaves him in there now. Then he was taking him out when he's completely dead. He checks it out. Yep, nothing. Not plugged it in. not charges it. And he said, what I'm going to do now is leave it dead. And then when I want to use it, I know I'm going to use it like in an hour or a couple of hours. I'll charge it and then it won't keep going off at night. And it's always like really late at night, early hours when we're in bed asleep. It wakes us up. And this room is quite away from our bedroom. So he said, right, I'm going to leave it dead as long as I remember to charge it when I'm about to use it. So good plan. The next night it goes off again. It's dead. It shouldn't be able to do it. It's telling you it's charged. Like, boop, 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 I'm working. But it's always these silly hours of the night. So now the only way we can stop it, I don't know how he suddenly gets this extra burst of charge when he's completely flat, completely dead. Now Mike leaves him in the swimming pool all the time. And then he says if he like comes alive, he can then start cleaning the pool. It's some sort of extra oomph he's got, but he's never done it before. So it's not something, is there like a reserve charge or something. He hasn't done it till recently. And I said to him, I wonder if I moved it, because he had it charging before it happened the first time in front of filing cabinets, and I've moved it and opened the filing cabinet, and I still, have I knocked something or done something? He said, no way. It's in an awkward position right underneath, and you have to pull it to switch it on. He said, even I like catch my finger and really have to pull it on, so it can't be turned on by mistake. But somehow, without this button being turned on, he goes, and he starts like, do something with me, I'm fully charged. But he's not. When you look at the charge, he's not. So yeah, are we going to sack him? Well, we're just letting him live in the swimming pool, and then he's dead there. And then, as I say, I don't know if he makes a noise under the water and does it all again. But then if he does say, I'm charged somehow, he could do a bit cleaning in the middle of the night. I think Mike said he did go and he saw the lights going in there. But so if anyone has that situation, do let us know. So do we sack him? No, he's of some use. You know me, I try and find the good in everything. So yeah, crazy time. So that's what I put. I'll have to sack my pool cleaner. At least he's still charging when we do charge him and clean the pool, but he still does this thing where I don't really understand how he knows where to clean. He doesn't just go up and down and move along a bit. If he slightly touches the side, our pool is one level, so there's none of this slope situation. This one, as I say, it was so cheap, it won't do slopes, as in your depth of a pool. It wouldn't do that. It's a basic flat surface. So you'd think he'd just clean. No, he has to slightly touch a side and he goes off randomly in another direction. And quite often you'll see the bottom's clean, so he figures it out in the end, except for one little strip. Now, before we had the new pool liner, the plug bit, it's not called a plug, is it? The middle drain bit, whatever it's called, on the floor in the middle, that was quite raised, our old one. But when we had this new liner done, it's not flat, but it's barely anything. Okay, he's still going to touch it and go off another direction. But he does have a sleep sometimes as well. He's like a really poor worker. You know, when you pay some people to do a job, you know you're not going to get much of a job because you're paying them like bare minimum wages. And he's like that. But he's still better than nothing. Yeah. So tell me your pool cleaner stories. There was a brilliant one we saw on a channel I watch, and they were doing a sponsorship, this really big one with the Caterpillar tires, and it goes up and it does somersaults, and gets itself out and cleans itself out. No, not quite all that, but really good one. Apart from the fact it was expensive, most of these things will not ship, and a lot of these things are American. We cannot get anything here sent from American companies, Amazon, anything, nothing. We can't. It always says we ship to any country, and then when you look, it goes except Cyprus. Or it says we ship to Europe. Now Cyprus is part of the EU, and we are classed as Europe, even though we're nowhere near Europe, as in mainland Europe. We're nowhere near. We're closer to Israel and Jordan and Egypt. But yeah, so that's why they don't send to us. What they're saying is we do mainland Europe. Then say mainland Europe. And I have told the story a long time ago where when I used to order dance stuff, dance wear and so on and so forth, massive orders used to sell and whatever else, and it said we will ship to, and it had like all this like lines of different rates for different parts of the map of the world. And even though we were in this band, like where the vertical lines were, they said, oh no, we can't send to there. So I was like, right, then you take that off, or you have to send it. And same with dance insurance. I was with a really good company in England, and before I moved out here, I said, could I still be insured with you? And they said, oh yes, blah, blah, blah. And then when it came to the crunch, they said no. So I was like, right, take that off then. Take it off where you say any country they had there, not Europe, any country, no, except for, change your wording, and they did. So that's my news. Let's do a little bit of this. Okay, let's have a little look at what's been posted. Let me see. Let's start with my other channel. Let's see if we can pop the banner up. We must have a banner. There we go. So my other channel is running on the ticker tape there. Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. I don't know why I had to look at it then to know what it was called. So if you haven't seen that channel, do go over and take a look there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe while you're there. I would love that channel to be monetized. I really would. I have plenty of subscribers. I'm nearly on 2K there, but I don't have the watch hours. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, so today on that channel, we have posted transformation of an item I salvaged from local dump. Now, you may have seen part 1, which was a few videos back, and this is the final result, just finishing it off. A very simple craft with no cost. I didn't pay for anything. So a really simple cost. The transformation, I'm so pleased with it. I think it looks quite professional. And for someone like me that isn't very good at doing things like that, I'm pretty pleased with that. And then following that on Wednesday will be my video of the cross stitch that you keep seeing, the one I've just finished. If you want to watch that from beginning to end, it's literally photos of very short bits of film. I dated, I just stuck them all together in the right order. So you can watch that again, just quickly in one video from beginning to end. So there's that. And of course, there is yet another funny signs video up. So if you're enjoying my funny signs that I post on my community post on this channel on Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, I make full-length videos of funny signs. There's quite a lot of videos on there. Lots of videos, every so many videos I do a compilation. They are different to the ones that I show on here. So that's that channel. If you take a look there, don't forget to share my channels out. That's really appreciated. And then today I have posted, I was inspired by my friends John and Sarah from Two Doves Bees and Gardens channel. Go and check them out. They were talking about they don't know how to deal with their squash vine borer. And they said they tried netting. What was the other thing they did? Something else they'd tried and it's not really working for them. So I put all my tips out there in one video. Plus, for some people who thought squash vine borer was the squash bug, they are completely different things. They look different. So I thought I would add that into the video. I'll show you the differences between squash bug and the squash vine borer, and then I tell you ways of stopping them. So do check that out. Oh, I'm talking about them. I just clicked on the chat and there they are. So John and Sarah saying, good morning. Have this video on the second computer, working away from my job. Oh, got to watch that. Yes. And if you look, John and Sarah, in the description under that video, I have done a shout out to your channel. That's on this channel. It was posted today. So it's on this one. Should be up now. Should be up, I believe. Yes, Monday. So yeah, you do have a shout out. So if anyone's watching this and they want to check out Two Doves Bees and Gardens, in the description under that video is the link to Two Doves Bees and Gardens. So go and check those out. And they've got a great video they've done recently on their figs. And then on Wednesday on this channel, we're going to be posting what seeds are growing. So I was talking about what seeds I have planted. They're coming up now already. And I have actually planted some more this weekend. That's not what you'll see because I've only just done that. I did those this weekend and I've had a good old sort out of all my salvage pots and all the things I've got from the salvage dump. And I have been again to the dump and it's probably one of the best salvages I've done from there. I've done a really long film on it. That's how much stuff. It depends who's working there as to, I've told you before, you can't film any public places in Cyprus, as in shops or anything like that, which is why you'll never see me inside shops. And sadly, I can't show you inside shops and buildings. So I'm a little dubious filming at the dump because it's technically a public area. So it depends on who's working there. There's normally one or two people and they sit, you'll see in the video that will be coming up. I just edited it today, but it's not up yet. So you see how you drive in. I filmed driving in, there's big written sign, stop. And then you have to say where you're from and which village you're from. And because you're only allowed to go to your local one, you don't have to show anything, but you just say which village you're from, I guess, to prove that you are. I don't know. You could just say somewhere else. Oh, I think you give your phone number as well. Mike said he gives his phone number, but oh, they take your car registration. Yes, they take your car registration. And you have to say what you've got in the car. They can come and look and to make sure you're only bringing what you're supposed to. I say that lightly because I have filmed the sign before, but it's all in Greek, so you won't get it. But it's literally pharmaceuticals you can do, all what I call the dangerous stuff, x-rays, injections, syringes, like medical waste. They all go different places depending on what you've got. But you can take all these things, paints, chemicals, car batteries, all sorts of things. So you have to say what you've got and they tell you where to take the stuff. Gas canisters. We had diving, you know what you put in your back, oxygen, is it? I might be wrong, but what divers have in the tanks on the back, we had 2 of those. Not that they were ours. One of our friends had them and he said, oh, if you can sell them, you can have the money, just take them away. So you couldn't sell them. We tried a couple of diving places and they said no. They needed to know the history, and we didn't have the history on them. And so we thought, can we take them to the dump? When we took them to the dump, they said, yeah, that goes out in this. There's some containers, like walk-in containers. Something's going there, and you'll see all the skips are named as to what's in the skip. But this, I think, is one of my biggest hauls. Yes, biggest hauls. And I've got so much footage that, and I would show you more. As I say, the guys were just sitting around at this stop bit, which is behind a big container. So I was like, right, I can do quite a bit of filming today here. And I filmed the drive there because I thought you'll be interested to see. It's such pretty countryside. From, it's not the whole journey, but it's sort of from mine to there. So I done that, and there was so much footage actually there. The drive there and the footage of us at the dump is one video. And then I'm going to do a part 2 with showing you all what I got. That gives you some idea that there's quite a lot. You see a little bit of what we got at the end of the part 1. You will see some of that as well. But we've got some good stuff. And we took with us this time a washing machine. We've got 2 old washing machines sitting here. So we took one, and we always fill up a bag of plastics and glass and that kind of stuff. I had some old containers from the garden. What I do is, as people give me more, I find more stuff. I then get rid of older stuff. So that all went. So you can see Mike making room in the container, and then there. And you'll see more on that video where I explained that you drive the level up. So you're on a level when you get out your car with the top of these deep skips. But you can drive round and then you come down. So you're on a level with the bottom of the skip. But they are so tall that I've tried to explain that unless something's right at the top, right on the edge by you, you can't get anything out from down the bottom. Unless something's right there on the edge, you can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. You can't reach in. It's too high. But we normally get stuff from the top, which you have to hang precariously over the top of the skip. That's how I get stuff. I do go down occasionally. There might be something if they're full. So again, you might see something in there. You can see just about in them, but you can't get it. So there was a sort of a table thing there, but we just had no room in the car, no room. I've said if someone wants a job out here, learn to upholster, learn to restore furniture, do them up and sell them. Now, the trouble with that is you would need a van, 1, to collect the stuff, and 2, you'd have to somehow find, we don't have like Facebook Marketplace and all that stuff. It's not a thing out here, anything like that. Maybe a few Brits do it, but you're not going to sell anything like that out here. So you may well have trouble selling stuff. The only thing you could do is maybe figure out some way of getting a market stall, but we just don't really have many markets like that. They're mostly fruit markets but anyway. So, got Mr. Colin Waffles here. Let me pick him up. And if you enjoy my fun Q&As, I did put a community post up to give you a link to on my Friday live. Friday just gone. On my other channel, I did some funny Q&As at the beginning, so you might enjoy that. It's Mr. Colin Waffles. He's purring. If you hear him, he's purring. Let's go near. I can hear you purr. He just hangs. It's not the way I hold him. He does this, and then his back legs normally do like frog legs that go out to the side. You do frog legs, don't you? Yes. Yes. Yes, it's the people. It's the people. Yes. And I've got a video coming up on Friday is compost. Now, I'm doing quite a few videos on compost at the moment because those of you who know, I have no soil at all. No soil. Anything you see that I'm growing in that looks like soil is all my homemade compost. So people are asking me about how I do compost and la la la. So I thought, well, let's make some videos on it. So the first one is what items you can and can't put in the compost. Now, that might sound to a lot of you gardeners, well, that's obvious. Is there anything on my list that you didn't know? So do check it out. Two Doves, Bees and Gardens say, if you're interested in original stories, fables, or I do like fables, our daughter started a channel at Fables with Friends. Let me write that down. I like Aesop's fables. And I did do those on this channel's lives at one point. Was it this channel's lives? Or was it my other channel's lives? I think it was this channel's lives. You want the pencil? Look. You want the pencil? What's the pencil? You can't write. I'm writing. So that's at Fables. Fables with Friends. Fables with Friends. So if I write it down, I will leave the bit of paper there. And now I might not get to it today, but you can be sure I will be there. So yes, guys, check that out then. Fables with Friends. Sounds like that could be really cool. Sounds very good. Excellent. So yes, do go and check that out and check out everyone that's been in the chat today. I'm going to finish there today. As I say, do check out my other channel, and anyone who's watching this back later, you would have heard at the beginning, I said I'm this close to 5k. I thought it was going to happen today. It may have done while I've been talking, but should be there by the end of the week. I think I said 10 more subscribers I need. Ooh, shall I be looking for Fables and Friends to have subscribed to this channel then, Stephen, Tina, and also Sarah and John. So yes, so I'm going to finish today. As soon as I get that 5k, then there will be a video. It's ready to go. I have a awesome giveaway. You know me, something different. You've got to work a bit for it, but there'll be a video up about that. So that will come up. Glad we didn't miss you. We'll be looking out for the squash video. Have a great day. Have a great day. Okay, thanks guys for being here. If you're watching this back later, as always, don't forget to drop a comment, and then I can come and say hello personally to you too. So until next time, as always, Meraki.